Good afternoon. Welcome to Broker Dealer Update number 24. And my gosh, it's hard to believe it's 24 already, but hey, time flies when you're having fun, and we're excited about where we're going. And I want to thank Chris for filling in last week. I think he did a great job, although he did exceed the time limit, but we'll work on that. He'll get better as it goes along. But I thank him for it. I just want to dive into a couple of things just to bring everybody up to speed on some new numbers. Where we're at, because there's been a few rumors out and about, and I wanted to make sure that we get you the right facts and information that you can use. So from a numbers perspective, we are looking at right now 236 advisors have given us the commitment to move forward with our broker dealer when we move in next April. This represents probably 60%, a little over 60% of our production. And when you add in some of the things that we're doing for these folks in the wealth management side, the insurance side, the plan side, it's actually a little bit higher than 60%, but that's well north of what we need to obviously make this thing work. So we're excited about that. The number of folks so far that have that decided not to go with us is 68. These are official, documented situations that have made that decision. And this is after 6 months of constant harassment by OSJs and reaching out by LPL, and all the time that's been spent on that, the back and forth. There have been 68 out of the 480 that have made that decision so far. Now, we fully expect there to be more as people finalize their decisions over the next couple of months, and that's to be expected. We did expect that, and that's kind of the nature of the beast, but we feel like we've got a good group moving forward. We're going to add to that because right now we are topping 110 potential recruits. That represents another 25 million in business that will be looking to come on over the next 14 to 15 months. And then hopefully by the time we get to the end of the first year, we think we'll be somewhere in the ballpark of 350 advisors that'll be part of a group, which will be an excellent start and give us a good base to move forward on. So there's really only been one surprise of someone that I thought was coming with us that decided not to, and there were extenuating circumstances for that, so I understand it. But so far only one, and again, I'm sure there'll be a few more. But then again, like I said, we've been expecting it and are looking forward to those that are going with us. One of the interesting things that we started to notice is we're starting to get referrals from recruits, people that aren't even with us yet. So after they come here to the home office visit and they find out what we're doing, they say, hey, you need to go talk to this person or this person over here because we think they may like what you're doing. So that's actually been a pleasant surprise, and we think a referendum and a support of what we're doing because they seem to find it exciting and exciting enough to share it. So that's good. In addition, we're also looking at a couple of acquisitions that represents probably another 250 advisors. That's probably a little bit further out, but those conversations are starting to be had. So from a numbers perspective, that's where we're at. That's you get it straight from the horse's mouth, not the other end, but the horse's mouth. And I just want to make sure everybody has the right story and the right information. On another note, we are in process of scheduling our FINRA interview. This is the interview that takes place towards kind of the end of the process, so we're getting close to finalizing that. We'll be going down meeting with the folks at FINRA and talking about what we're doing and making sure they're okay with everything we're putting in place, and according to our consultant, we're in good shape for that interview and ready to get it done. And thirdly, on a last note, from an E&O perspective, that is being priced now. We will get that information out to you as soon as we can. One of the things that we are looking at trying to do is to maybe have a customized E&O program where, for example, if you're fee only versus someone that's got a 7 license, the risk is different between those two operations. So if there's some way that we can customize the E&O so that we can perhaps save some money for those that maybe just have a 6 or just do advisory business or look at the mix of business that they have, that's something that we want to try to do, and that's easier to do with a firm of our size and where we're headed, to give us the ability to provide that customized approach that we think is so important. In addition, once we get up and running, maybe a year or two from now, we'll be looking at putting in place a captive insurance agency or a company, which means that we will self-insure a certain portion of our risk and then we'll take out a catastrophic policy for the amounts over above that amount. But by doing that, each advisor that will be part of us will be a member of that captive. And so if we manage it appropriately, as those cash reserves build, and if we can manage the claims, then these are actually assets that can be put value back in your pocket as an advisor and as a participant. So there's two things to do. Either we continue to grow the reserves for cash value, or we cap it at some point and we just start lowering premiums. So those are the types of things that we want to try to take a look at doing to bring some additional savings, cost savings back to you, create some additional value-oriented programs that make sense. And if we can do that, there may be a way to structure a IFP health benefit program, because now if we're all members of the same captive, there's an assurable interest, there's almost an employment interest there. There may be a possibility of creating some more benefits for us on a group-wide basis. So those are some of the things that we're looking at that we're really excited about. It's kind of a dreary Friday afternoon, but the weather's going to be better tomorrow. Gators going to be playing Georgia this weekend. Hope to get a victory on that, but we'll see. In any event, y'all have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.